Hello guys. Welcome to Diablo the Primordial. This video is the continuation video after planning and plotting. So if you have not watched it, then please watch it. The link is in the description. So without any further delay, let's start. But before we start, please like, subscribe and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates. The instructor's conditions have stabilized. We couldn't confirm any after effects of the fight, nor any curse-type spell traces. They will probably wake up after a day's worth of rest. The doctor was a silver-haired, pretty woman. She was very calm and acted without forgetting about her job. She laid down the 4 instructors defeated by Laplace and brought out her emergency aid kit. She also brought out a blanket from her space storage, and was also careful about hygiene. As expected of a Tempest development of human resources, Tempest DHR from now on, instructor. By the way, although the passengers' belongings are checked when they are getting on the plane, these space storages are not subject to it. And as a matter of fact, checking it would be a hassle. Or rather, the current state was such that the guards would stay silent unless someone is carrying a weapon clearly. The reason behind this is simple: a person who is actually strong will be strong bare-handed as well. I decided that it wasn't worth fussing over a weapon that much. The belonging inspection is just for face. What's actually important is spreading the information that using skills or magic inside the plane is forbidden. And for that, I made the system which monitors the usage of magic or skills inside the place perfect. The magic canceller which was being researched in the Empire has been downsized and installed in all parts of the plane. With this, no one can use magic inside the plane. Although, it is also true that for people like me, who can use magic freely without intonation, it doesn't seem to work. However, the downsized magic jammer is proving to be a very useful monitoring device. It can detect a distortion in space due to mana tremors. Not only can it detect normal magic use, it can also detect when one uses space storage or spatial travel, and it has more uses other than its original purpose. Thanks to that, it is possible to arrest someone who performs a forbidden act inside the plane instantly. I got off track there. And because of these reasons, the beautiful silver-haired doctor could carry her work-related tools with space storage. It seems she also had a simple tent with her which she promptly started setting up. A few students helped and a quite big-sized tent was made within a very short amount of time. One could say that a field hospital has been set up here. And if I were to also add, by this moment, the doctor's score had crossed 20. It was clear that assisting actions were much more effective in scoring points than fighting against monsters. That in itself goes to show that how important helping each other is here rather than acting by oneself, but who knows how many of them have realized. As far as I could tell, only the students who helped looked like they had realized that. Although the survival had just started, I was extremely interested in how the students would act depending on the situation during this 1 week. The doctor wasn't the only one who took quick action. Even the research instructor, who is a member of the research laboratory, was loyal to his duty. This one seems to be affiliated to the NNU Magic Science Investigation Academy, NNUMSIA from now on. It seems we can't contact the outside world. There is probably a high-density magic storm covering the whole island. If the storm were to be blown away with a strong magic from an edge of the island, we might be able to make contact temporarily. He too was calm and simply explained the grave situation. I could already spot a few students break down in tears as they were hoping to make contact with the outside world now that Laplace was gone. Although I do feel pity for them, this is also a test. I need them to try their best. Putting that aside, this instructor. Was he planning on making the students realize the situation by going out of his way to state the graveness of it? Can one actually inversely become calm being in a close to panicky situation knowing that it is unlikely for help to come? While I am not certain if he aimed for it or not, although there are students who look to be saddened, there weren't any students acting rashly. Besides, there's a way. It seems the portion of the students who were skilled thought up of a plan after listening to that instructor's explanation. In other words, we just have to find the point where the magic storm is the weakest at the edge of the island. On top of that, everyone other than the communication team will keep trying to make it possible to make contact. Is that correct? NNU student Rosalie asked the instructor a question as the representative of the rest. Without answering, the instructor contemplated. Whether that's possible or not, I can't say for sure. Just that is one of the options we have on the table. If we are to wait in this situation where our connection with the outside world has been cut off, we only have 2 choices: either to abide by this greed circus saying or go against it. Just think of it like this: another option has been added to that, which is asking for help within the week. Either way, you will have to believe in your judgment. He finished saying, sounding indifferent. Rather than telling them the answer, he probably wants to entrust this to the student's free will. Quite the guts this instructor has, to be able to do that under these circumstances. Amongst all that, an Ingrassia Synthesis Academy instructor spoke up. I have just finished analyzing the performance of this bracelet. It seems to be an item made by high-level magic techniques. It also has features enabling us to communicate among ourselves and view our stats. Its structure resembles that of parasitic monsters, so it will be difficult to remove. She started announcing the result of the parasite bracelet analysis. She seems to be quite the skilled instructor, as he also noticed the hidden function. This communication function in the bracelet makes it possible to communicate between 6 people in total, and he's pretty good if he was able to find that out. Well, they would know immediately once they actually use it, though. What do you mean by difficult? One of the students asked. Since this instructor is skilled enough to notice the hidden function, it isn't that unusual that he noticed this as well. He looks like a small plump old man, but I must not look down on him. It is true that looks can be deceiving. That's a good question. Once worn, this bracelet acts as a parasite to the host. In this case, we are the hosts, and what's surprising is that the bracelet, part of this bracelet, is only a small portion. Its real body seems to be over our whole bodies, like a net of nerves. It would be difficult to rip this off even with the Academy's latest healing devices. After all, even if you were to cut off your arm, it would probably regenerate from its roots around the body. He explained happily, for some reason. Well, he is right. You need to enter a specific release key to take it off. And its effects on the body. None. This is, in a sense, like a magical living thing. As it's taking mana from the surroundings, it does not affect the host, to the point that it also has a built-in function to inform other registered members if one of the member is in danger. As I have mentioned before, about the communication function, you can only use it among the registered people, and their conditions will be completely visible to one another. Red would mean critical condition, yellow would be danger, and blue would be under normal circumstances. Its original purpose was probably to communicate between allies. The pirate before didn't explain anything other than the number before, so maybe he didn't know about its original purpose. Or, maybe. The plump old man got excited as he kept explaining. It seems like he deciphered it to a dangerous level. However, the students didn't seem to care much about that. What's important is that if it's within 5 allies, they can communicate with each other through thought transmission. That information slowly soaked in with the students, and the place fell silent once again. By the way, I was also made to wear one. It would be weird if I were the only one not wearing it. Besides, it feels like it would be convenient having it on. It would be easy for me to remove it, but I will let it be for now. Now then, they all know what's up now. Thanks to the unexpected skillfulness of the instructors, the students regained their composure to think of a plan about what to do from now on. About an hour had passed since Laplace left. To regain their calm in this short period of time, these students are quite brilliant themselves. The instructors exchanged looks, and an elderly came forward. Now then, everyone, I am Ingrassia Synthesis Academy's William Roaz. I wish to overcome this grave situation with you all. With that as the introduction, he calmly started talking to the students. It was just before noon, around time when one would get hungry. Nothing would happen if they were to lament here all day, so there was a need to do something. Having foreseen that, the eldest one here, who is also a former noble and a magic instructor of the Ingrassia Synthesis Academy, started simply explaining the situation to everyone. You have probably understood with this explanation, but in short, we have 3 choices. First, we can stay right here and wait for help. Everyone knows that the Tempest Airlines is the great demon lord Rimuru Sama's company. There's no way a person like him will forgive someone who raises a hand on it. I think it is very plausible that he will be able to find this place before that greed circus group comes back. Second, we can head for the edge of the island and request help by ourselves. This much is obvious, but this is a risky option. It's much more risky compared to the first option, and we can't even tell how likely the magic communication is to succeed unless we reach there. Even then, it's worth trying for the proud students of the academies. About the third, I can't really recommend this one. And this is because it involves listening to the greed circus and becoming their subordinate. In other words, going out of this mana storm with their ship and requesting help when they are not paying attention. There is a need to make them believe you quite a lot for this, not to mention you would need to prove your strength as well. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys have not watched my other videos, then please watch them. The links are in the description. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon so you don't miss the updates.